You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another episode of Red Eye Raw. Today I'm going to talk about some more stuff with YouTube, some more nonsense going on. You know how YouTube always is. I'm going to talk primarily today about the dislike button and how YouTube's trying to get rid of it. I know I'm a little bit late to the party on that, but I'm going to talk about why I think that's a bad move. But first things first, I know I did a little tiny update video on this, but I'll do a quick little mention of it here of... might not be quick, it might take up a minute here. But anyway, my channel did get a copyright strike last night. And around 5 a.m. this morning, before I went to bed, yes, I know, shit sleep schedule right now, don't worry about that, I threw together a little video about it, just kind of emphasizing it. So yeah, it was my Devilman 1972 anime review that Toei Animation gave a strike because they're little faggots and like to do shit like that. From what I understand, Japan doesn't have fair use in their law. I could be wrong on that. I've heard that before, and it makes sense given that companies like Nintendo and other things are very harsh with copyright and don't seem to understand fair use and things like that. Not to mention I had a run-in with Shueisha a few years back, for those of you who might remember from my Gantz review, where I had to redo all that in MS Paint. When that happened, I also took some other measures, like unlisting some videos at the time. When that happened, I've done the same now. I've unlisted a couple of videos. For those of you slippery sleuths who know how to navigate things, you might be able to find them still. But there's some other videos that are related that are currently unlisted, just because I think that that's the safest bet to play, just like I did with my Gantz content. Like, all my Gantz content was unlisted for like 3 months because of that bullshit. But that video was up for like at least 2 years, if not like 3. So I think it's a little bit bullshit that Toei probably just has someone sitting around scrolling YouTube looking for stuff they can strike. So, I mean, what a shithead if that's a job you have. Fuck you. I'm not filing a counterclaim just like I didn't last time because I don't want to send them all of my information because I don't like doing that. Instead, I'll wait it out to expire just like I did last time, and then I'll upload a new version with no copyrighted images drawn in MS Paint, just like I did with Gantz. So it's an annoyance. I've had my problems with copyright before. I have plenty of claims. In all honesty, again, it's weird, right? So I say that I think Japanese culture doesn't have fair use. Yet doujins and shit like that get sold in stores all the time. So like fan manga gets sold in stores and shit there all the time. I don't know if that's underground and just gets overlooked, or if that's something they don't give a shit about, or if they have, like, looser laws when it comes to, like, drawn stuff as opposed to video format. I don't know. I think it's a bit weird, though, that they constantly copyright strike shit that gets uploaded to YouTube, but then they allow, like, knockoff shit to be sold in stores. And I think both should be fine, in all honesty. I consider both fair use, because if it's derivative and transformative, I see no reason why those doujins shouldn't be allowed too, but I think that's more of an argument to be had, whereas mine was clearly fair use, only showed a few segments of the show, and had my commentary over it the entire time, didn't have any audio from it, and was just a few minutes long. It was like 10 minutes for the whole video. That's not gonna fucking, like, make people not want to watch the show just because I talked about it for 10 minutes with footage there. I've had plenty of companies claim my videos, though. American companies, a lot of the times the stuff will get automatically claimed, sometimes with Japanese companies too, and if it's a claim that doesn't restrict my viewing, I'll just let the claim stay. I don't care. They can monetize it. I'm not monetized. I have no interest in monetizing. This is a hobby for me. But a lot of them that get auto-claimed, whatever. There's a couple that get, like, blocked worldwide, at which point I'll just do a re-edited version of the video, and then they'll be fine. There's been other times that a claim has actually been done manually. For instance, when I reviewed Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, the company, I don't know if it was Kevin Smith himself, or if it was Miramax, or if it was some other rights holder involved, put a manual claim on it to monetize it for themselves. I don't really care. I'm not monetized, they can do that. They let my video stay up, so I let it slide. That's what I think anime companies should do. I'm pretty fucking chill with that kind of shit. If they'd have done that and just let the video stay, I wouldn't be making this, and I wouldn't have even brought it up. But instead they decide, oh no, we're gonna strike it and take it down, because fuck you. But yeah, I've been through the whole spiel on copyright before. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which is why I think the dislike button is important. So YouTube announced a couple months back, I think even, maybe not that long, but it's like I said, I'm a little bit late to the party on talking about this. But they announced that they're gonna toy with, like, the idea of hiding the dislike button publicly. And I think that's just a terrible move. Because I think the dislike button is a very important indicator of feedback. It's something that I personally have used many times to see what people gauge my videos on. I've had plenty of videos that have more dislikes than likes. Like a certain Rio video. That one has a ton of dislikes. Or a certain Moral Oral video has like 27 likes and like 35 dislikes, something like that. Or my South Park pilot video, which was made in Upload Studio using unrelated Halo footage. That one deserved every dislike it got, in all honesty, because it's a shit video. Like, I don't mind giving people the option to disable likes and dislikes on their videos, although if you do that, you're a fucking pansy, because then you're just hiding the fact that your videos are more disliked than liked. I have no problem showing if my videos are more disliked than liked, because the people speak when they want to speak. That's up to me. That's up to them. That's not up to me. And I'm all about people sharing what they think about my shit. And to be honest, most of my videos get more likes than dislikes anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. But even if they didn't, I'd still be for it. In all honesty, I don't think they should have removed the visible dislikes on comments. I hate the comments you can't see how many dislikes they have anymore. That's really frustrating to me. That's a trend YouTube tends to have, is they remove more and more features as time goes on. Like, they removed annotations, they removed wallpapers on your channel page, they removed the direct messaging system. They made it so that once you hit 1,000 subscribers, it gets rid of your discussion tab and replaces it with a community tab. Which, I mean, I like the community tab better, so fair enough, and I archived my discussion tab, as per Chisu's advice, and thank you for that, man. But I did archive that on a screenshot. YouTube got rid of their video editing software, then they kind of brought it back, sort of, with, like, less features. They got rid of the ability to upload directly to YouTube as you record it on computer, but you can still do it on mobile. They got rid of a lot of the fun YouTube Easter eggs you could do, like when you'd type in "Beam Me Up, Scotty" on the menu, and it would do that shit, or like when you type in "Do the Harlem Shake," and the screen would, like, go apeshit when you type that in. There's a few different theories as to why YouTube is playing with the idea of getting rid of the dislike button. Some of which involve politicians who get massive dislikes, some of which involve celebrities which get massive dislikes, some of which involves YouTubers themselves getting massive dislikes, or a combination of the three, and I think it is probably a combination of the three, but who knows. I think that a lot of people can't take criticism, and so they're panicking and being like, we need to stop making it so that people can see that people don't like the bullshit we're putting out. So I think that's dumb. There's a lot of nonsense going on with YouTube. Like I said, I got a copyright strike, so that's fun. I've also had my share of community guideline strikes over the years, but, you know, in all honesty, for having a channel for 10 years, I think my track record has been pretty good for YouTube. I've only had 2 copyright strikes ever. Never at the same time, mind you. That one for Gantz, and now this one for the Devilman 70s series. Like I said, I do have... all of my content that gets taken down on YouTube is available elsewhere, like my BitChute or my Facebook video page. I think some of my videos are available on my Minds. I haven't used Minds in a while, though, I'm not gonna lie. And none of my backups have all of my videos, but anything that gets taken down, I automatically archive to another site, provided I also believe it's fair use. I'm not going to do it with something I think is genuinely a copyright infringement. So, for instance, on my second channel, when I got a copyright strike for using that song Club to Death from The Matrix, I used that for, like, a cryptids video. That got a strike. Or no, it didn't get a strike, it got blocked worldwide. That's right, it was automatically blocked worldwide. And so what I did was I just changed the song on that video. Because it still got the gist across, mind you. I did the X-Files theme. Same energy, channeling those 2009 conspiracy encrypted videos. But, like, the thing is, like, with music, copyright's really weird with the way they enforce it. I think it's stupid. I think music is just as much able to be used in fair use as anything else. But when does it become transformative? That's the argument. For instance, when I did my video on Undertale, on the genocide route, and I did the clips from Battle Against a True Hero, and I talked about why it's my favorite song, that I think is hands down fair use. But if I were to just use it in like a music video or something, you could argue it's not. So, because I used the song in its entirety on that original video, I was fine with the block, and I just changed the song to make it, go up. And I did not upload the original anywhere, because again, one could argue that that's not a fair use. I would argue it is, because it's transforming it as kind of a callback and kind of a joke. But, again, music artists kind of have dumb opinions when it comes to copyright, and are very harsh with it. They seem to think that their music is somehow any more art than, like, movies or TV and shit like that, because I saw a podcast once where a musician was being interviewed. I'm not going to say which podcast or who, because I don't want to throw any fire at them. But they said that they think copyright should run out on, like, video games and movies and all this other stuff. And then the host of the cast is like, well, what about music? And he's like, well, music is different because someone makes it. And it's like, do you think these other things just fucking appear in a vacuum? Like, look, I'm against copyright in most cases. I don't think copyright law is fair, and I think that the copyright system online is broken as shit. But at least have some goddamn ideological consistency. I just dropped my phone. But I think that trying to argue that music is somehow better or anything like that, I'd argue music is lesser. It requires less effort than making movies or TV shows or video games. Anyway, I've gone on my little rant here. I gotta go. Toodles.